there wasn't pain, it wouldn't be worth it. Hey there, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness with David McDonald. And welcome to day 41. It's been a beautiful roller coaster and ride experience, really, to be going through this. And I'll say that every day because literally every day it's been, it's just been a learning experience all the way around. Let's see here. Alrighty, let's get to it. It's been a very, very couple interesting days, to say the least. Good morning, my love, my sister. Good morning, Liz. How's it going? Daoud, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome back. Yeah, I would say it's been a very, very interesting last couple of days, to say the least. But the thing is that we're not I'll pause there. We're not dwelling in the space. And the space is past us. So it's really interesting though. You know, when things happen around you or things happen in your life, and again, you ask yourself that fundamental question: what thought did I have, or what thought did I hold for that to be a reality that happens? So anyway, it's only up to us to take responsibility and then to change the reality or the course of actions to come, you know, today and tomorrow and the next day. So it's beautiful nonetheless. Wow. Holy smokes. Hey there, Mom. Good morning. Talk about it. Divine intervention. Um, you know how 3 minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago, I just said, um, sometimes things happen around you or things happen in your life, and you think to yourself, well, how did that happen? Tony Robbins. Wow. So Tony Robbins begins to tell the story about the time when he was 31, had seen some success already, was leading these 50-hour workshops per weekend where 10,000 people would attend, and he would go through a whole transformational experience with people who wanted to transform their lives, and they saw themselves in a better light and just wanted better for themselves, right? Then he gets a phone call. And his doctor says, hey, give me a call. His doctor calls him for, a couple days. And then Tony, at the age of 31, and had seen some success, he gets to his house or his bathroom or something like that. And then his assistant puts up on the wall, call your doctor. He says it's an emergency, right? So imagine you're a 31-year-old man or person. You've seen a lot of great success in your life. These workshops that Tony puts on, if you've never seen them, are explosive. They require a lot of energy. They require a lot of compassion and passion. Like, it's a truly magical experience. So if you've never seen him live, you should definitely check him out next time he comes to the Seattle area. He calls his doctor on the phone, and his doctor says, hey, we did some blood tests, some blood samples. Your hormone count is really high. This is indicative of a brain tumor. So then Tony's like, holy crap, I'm supposed to be in Italy tomorrow. I'm supposed to give on this show or this transformation seminar for 50 hours, 3 days or 4 days. What am I supposed to do? And he starts freaking out. And he talks about how his mother used to be on drugs. And so there's a lot of uncertainty in his childhood growing up. He never knew when she was going to, flash on him or put soap in his mouth for, little things that annoyed her. So we went to Italy, stayed in did a seminar, stayed in a small city, and then he started freaking out. He's like, oh my goodness, like how is this possible? How is this possible? So then he flies back to the U.S., and then after he flies back to the U.S., he meets with his doctor. He does the MRI, and the doctor's like, hey, we got to cut your tumor out. We got to give you surgery. You need to undergo the surgery immediately. So Tony Robbins' intuition is telling him, well, hey, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't feel that, because the surgeon pretty much told him that, hey, you've had this tumor for a very long time, but it seems to have pretty much shrunk in size. So it's gotten smaller and smaller. It hasn't affected you for 14 years. And the only downside to the surgery is A, you could lose your life, or B, you could lose your they said like endocrine, or there's some gene or some effect on his energy levels, but he needs all of his intensity. He needs all of his energy to do these workshops, to do his life goal, or to complete his life mission, which is to be called to help people, discover their truest greatness. And so he's freaking out, but he didn't stop. And he goes and meets with another doctor, and the other doctor suggests that he go to Switzerland and takes pretty much an experimental drug that'll help decrease, the tumor in his mind or in his head, in his brain. And then the only side effect was he would lose his energy. And, like a couple weeks later, that drug ended up being discontinued because it was one of the leading causes of cancer or something to that degree. So he said he barely dodged a bullet in that situation. But the connection here is he allowed himself to be unshakable in the time of uncertainty. So earlier, I had a little bit of a challenge finding the words to describe these last couple interesting days. But this was a gentle reminder today. Never, ever, ever be unshakable or be shakeable in an uncertain situation. Never, ever be shakeable in an uncertain situation. Things happen around us all the time, obviously. But from the beginning, we've always mentioned it's always up to us to determine what the next course of action is going to be. Now we get to journal and write out all of these interesting things that happened in the last couple of days and literally change our realities. So let's get to that because I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Doing these morning sessions have been a blessing. Very honorary to share the space with everybody who's joined in the community, checked us out, been with us. It's very mindful living has been very and deeply appreciated by me, because throughout these last nearly 40 days, the mindfulness of how we've been thinking, the clarity and the purification of feeling. When you're living mindfully, right, it's easy to see energies and people that don't serve your highest and best interests. You leave the space for people to grow, but it's easier to see, it's easier to feel energies as they come across your path, and it's easy for you to release energies. And the last, in the last 40 days, it's really been a really eye-awakening experience for me, because like things that I used to do just 40 days, well, I mean, not really 40 days ago, but like drinking, for example, like going out and having a drink. Like I don't drink much, I'm not like a weekly drinker by any means, nor do I do that. But like after like let's say my birthday, for example, when we celebrated, it's like how I felt the next day. It hadn't been 30 days plus into our, series. Like the energy in the wave, everything was just different. And I could hear my body yearning, yearning to push through, yearning to break through the clarity in my mind and everything was just altered just slightly, just enough. And it would be like, imagine like freshly, like brand new white clothes. I mean, white shoes, white pants, white shirt, freshly pressed. And then somebody, just, takes like a handful of curry and just throws it on your shirt, throws it on your outfit, and you become stained. It almost feels like the energy, like, or like the spirit becomes stained. But the feeling of being pure is so addictive, because it's like, how do you get better? What is serving you? What is not serving you? And you're able to see it because you are intuitively in motion with how your body feels. And I've always felt like I've been in motion with my body, but to be intently in motion, in tuned and understand and really feeling the energies around you and the people. When you change your lifestyle, you change your habit, you attract different people because your mindset, everything about who you are changes, right? And I've invited subconsciously beautiful people into my life who've shown up, who've always been here, but who've shown up. And it's like, wow, what have I been missing? And it's incredible. The transformation is incredible. Like, why would you do anything else? So live in gratitude. I humble myself in gratitude. I release any negative energy around me. And I continue to combat anything that doesn't serve my highest and better good with love. I continue to send positivity and love and light to all the people that are around me, to all the people who are not around me, and all the people who will never be around me. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m.